Hello everyone, this is Okuna, and welcome to a special series, Elite Dangerous for Galaxy on Fire 2 players. Now we know that Galaxy on Fire 3 will come out next year, which is still a long time to go. So some of you might think, what to play in the meantime, except playing Galaxy on Fire 2 again, and again, which is still a nice choice. But there are other options, and one of them is Elite Dangerous, a game I quite like. So I think I will introduce you to Elite Dangerous from the perspective of a Galaxy on Fire 2 player. And how shall we begin? First up, both games are essentially sandboxed games. So you have a small, or in later game better, starship. You can fly in the galaxy wherever you want, or how large the galaxy is. And you can do some things like fighting or trading or exploring or whatever you like. That is the point. The game itself does not say what you shall do. It might suggest. So these are all things both Elite and Galaxy on Fire have in common. Now there are differences, and I think to address all the commonalities and differences, I will start here at the main screen you see when you're docked to a station. What you can do is you can go here to your hangar, to the space launch, you can see the map, you can view the missions you currently have, and you can see your status. And I will now show you the equivalences of Elite of those screens. Now let's go to hangar. As you all know, here you can buy equipment for your ship, and you can buy commodities. Okay, let's switch over to Elite. Here is the main screen inside the station where you can access all of the station functionality. And here are two things which are equivalent to the hangar screen, which is the commodities market and the shipyard. So let's look into the commodities market. Here you see the different commodities accessible. It depends on which station you are, how many commodities you get, just like in Galaxy on Fire. Something which is a bit different, you have two different prices. One when you sell the commodity at the station, and one when you buy the commodity at the station. Also, stations have a supply of commodities or a demand, and this supply and demand does specify if the price of the commodity is high or low. You can also see this compared to the galactic average, or if you like, you can compare it to some stations for which you have trade data. Then you can see if the commodity is imported from there or exported to them. There's also some stations with special commodities, like here the waters of Shintara. Those are so-called rare goods, which are only available at one station. Okay. Strange. Let's see if it works again. Okay, obviously something to do with the beta version I'm currently running. Something about the rare goods is they increase in value the farther you transport them from your original station. At about 120 or 140 light years, they peak of value, and then you can get about 10,000 or 15,000 credits per good from them, which is quite okay. Depends on how much you can get. Those are highly constrained, and here you can only get 5 of them. And you might not get more, since for one trip you are constrained to such an allowance. There are lots of goods, all for different types of stations and for different types of use. Okay, this is one thing. The other thing would be the shipyard, where you buy a ship. Here you can choose from the different types of ships. I will not go into that right now. That might be for a later episode. And the more interesting thing would be outfitting, where you buy equipment for your ship. Equipment is subdivided into hard points and internal, and livery is just for fun and it's just for cosmetic usage. Now, hard points, this is where all your offensive or detection capabilities lie. Here you buy weapons. You can see pulse laser, beam laser, cannon. You have a lot of weapons choices. Let's look a bit into the menu. Here you can see all the weapons you can get for that hard point. There are different hard point strengths. This is a class 2 hard point, so you can get weapons of class 1 and weapons of class 2 to put in there. The game has more types of hard points. Here this ship only has class 1 and class 2. There are also class 3 and class 4 hard points in the heavier ships. And this ship has 4 class 1 hard points and 2 class 2 hard points. There are also utility mounts in which you can fit different types of scanners or different types of countermeasures. But this for now. If you like, I can go into more detail into that later. Yeah. Okay, and then there is the internal compartments section. There are some internal compartments like these here. You can see the brown text internal compartments of different size: 6, 5, 3, 3, 3, 2, and another 2. And there are special internal compartments where you just can put in fuel, sensors, power distributors, life supports, frame shift drive, which is for hyper jumps and in-system sub and super light speed, thrusters, reactors, and bulkheads. If you want, I can go into detail on that later. You see, it's a lot of detail, and you can specify how your ship shall be outfitted in many different ways, a lot more detailed than in Galaxy on Fire. So this is a definitive plus. One which Galaxy on Fire, however, is ahead, you can buy equipment and store it on your ship in the cargo bay. That is not yet possible in Elite. Like here, I have a Kuel and a Kita Repower bot not equipped but stored. And this is a feature which is quite desired, and lots of people already wish it, so perhaps it might come into Elite in the future. But for now, you can sell and buy equipment without any loss of value. So, next thing here in Galaxy on Fire is the Space Lounge. There you can get
Are you
missions.
tough enough for this type of thing?
I need help.
And unfortunately, there are not a lot of missions most of the time available. Here you can see there are 4. If it's better, then you have 5 or 6. The situation looks a little bit better in Elite. There you have the bulletin board. On the bulletin board, you can see what missions are available, see what is demanded from you, and then take up a mission or 2, or how many you like. Here you can see different types. There is quite some difference in the missions. This one is just a mission who says, please give us some money, and for that you will get a higher reputation from us, and we will have a better influence in the system. No, we don't do that now. Or should we? Well, yes, let's do that. So, if we accept it, we can now get the money, and if we have it, obviously we have 3,489 credits. Here you can see my current balance, it's a bit more. And then we say, yes, we donated. And after we have donated to a party, or we have completed the mission, here you can see the results of the mission. My current reputation with this mission, the workers of Sketchiko Labor, is now allied. That is the best reputation. They really like me, and I am one of them. Normally you start as neutral, you get to friendly, and then allied. The blue triangle says it has risen. This is the influence in the system Shinra Tadajra this faction has, which has also risen, and their effect is they are still in an economic bust that has unfortunately also risen. It's red since it's not desirable, but this faction is currently in a state of economic bust. There are lots of states factions can be into. This is also a thing. If you want to know what that means, then please write it below and we can discuss it in a later video. This has something to do with the background simulation of the whole game, where not just you, but other players also play a role in. Okay, this was one type of mission. Let's see other types of missions. These are very simple. This is a deliver, not a cargo, it's deliver a message. Deliver news of the Federation to the citizens of Meredith City in the LFT 926 system. So it is deliver just a message. You don't need any cargo space for that. It goes to a neighboring station, and here you can see some other requirements and information for the mission. Simple thing would be where to go, here starport, system, what you get for the mission. Something which is new for you fans of Galaxy on Fire is normally a mission has some type of countdown. You have 46 minutes to complete this mission. After that you either have failed or they give you a second chance, but less money for the completion of the mission. Then you see where is the faction associated with this mission. These are 2 factions now, the workers of Sketchiko Labor, which we know already, and the Pilots Federation. And then sometimes missions have minimum requirements. For example, this mission would require a minimum exploration rank of Scout, and it requires that you are at least neutral with the faction posting the mission. It will have a medium effect on your reputation with them and a low effect for them on their influence. Also, I think the rank system will be for a later episode, or we will discuss it a bit later here in this episode. So for now, let's decline this mission. Then here you can see this is a mission where someone wants a good, but which has to be stolen. So in fact it is a pirating mission. Please pirate titanium for us. Goods can be marked as stolen either by picking them up when they float in space, for example from a wreck, or if you persuade someone to give it up. You yourself can eject cargo either abandoned, so it has no marker, or well, ejected, then it will be reported as stolen when someone picks it up and delivers it to a station. Stolen cargo cannot be sold in the normal commodity market, they have to be sold in a black market. And if system security scans you, you will get a hefty fine. So this mission has some risk to it. Okay, then this mission here you can see in the icon obviously has something to do with shooting down targets. And the target type, you can see here, is authority. So the faction The Dark Wheel wants you to go to the system LFT 926 and shoot down 3 authority vessels. Also, there are some minimum requirements. You have to be mostly harmless in your combat rank, and well, you and the faction do not have to get along at all, so they can be unfriendly to you. It will be nicely rewarded and will have some good influences. However, when you go there and when you shoot down authority will definitely not like this. So you will get first fines, and then you will be wanted and a bounty will be on your head. At least in that system. You have to know that, and it is quite a risk. And if you are scanned by authority, they will attack you on sight. So let's not do that mission. Here you can see another handling mission of data, which is quite good for a data handling mission. And this is another transport mission, but here they want you to transport illegal goods. You can see by the skull. 1 combat stabilizer has to be transported to Zen Colony, which is a outpost. Outpost means 2 things. 1, security is not as tight, and remember, you will be fined if you are scanned with illegal cargo. And the other thing is, if you have a too large ship, it might not be able to land there. So keep that in mind. But you won't get a very large ship in the first hours of playing Elite. Also some minimum requirements, this time in trade rank. You have to be at least penniless. Well, penniless is the simplest trade rank, so everyone is penniless at the start. Here you see goods are prohibited both at Zen Colony, where you are going, and at Jameson Memorial, where we are right now. And because of that, the reward is nice. So I think I would take this mission. Here's another one, going to La Liberté Enterprise, also illegal. This is usual. Illegal goods are illegal at both ends of your trade. So let's see. Here are some more missions, and you can see these are available but unobtainable for me. So some requirements are currently not met, and the mission will say if they are available or not when we look into them. Here you can see retrieve a black box from LTT 4487, and in red you can see that it requires me to be at least a pathfinder, but currently I'm not a pathfinder yet. This is a mission of scouting a system and retrieving a black box. Usually if you find a shipwreck, they might find and contain a black box floating around it. So you can scoop it up and deliver it here. Remember what I said about picking up cargo floating in space? It will be marked as stolen. It is not legal in this station, and you will be fined if you are scanned by authority. So the mission also carries some risk with it. Then this is a normal cargo transporting mission. The Silent Song of the Spheres. Here I just have to bring 2 SAP-8 core containers to Meredith City, but I am required to be elite in trade rank, which I'm currently not, unfortunately. So then what do we have there? This is a mission where the station seeks some components and some cargo. In this case 2 computer components, but they require that I am friendly with them, which I'm obviously currently not, so it is not possible. Here you can see the Pilots Federation posts that mission. I would... No, not the Pilots Federation, sorry. The LFT 926 Interstellar has posted that mission, and I would need to be friendly with them, which I'm currently not. There is another mission type. This one is target a certain person. This one would be John Dickerson, and destroy him with extreme prejudice. Also here you should have been combat rank expert, so I cannot take on this mission. Here you can't say and can't see if that John Dickerson is an offender or not. You just know that LFT 926 Interstellar doesn't like him and wants him to be disposed of. He might be a normal person, and depending on the system where you have to dispose of him or where he has flown, you might get a bounty. Remember that? If you go on this mercenary type of mission. You also don't know how good Mr. Dickerson is and how good he is outfitted. Depending on that, he might also be in a small wing of 2 or 3 ships, which will also attack you when you attack him. And it might also be that when you are looking for him, that you have to seek him out and interdict him, which is a nice game mechanic I will come to later, not in this mission and this video, but later on in a video in the future. Okay, let's not do that now. Here you can see some of the targeting different types of ships, and fortunately here you can see there are not just target authority, there are also target pirate missions. Targeting pirates is much more safe, since you won't get any fine or bounty when shooting them down in a system where they are wanted. But in the system where this mission is posted, they will be wanted, then they are free for you to shoot down. Ah, isn't that nice? You will see if someone is wanted after you scan him for the first time. Also, space flight and space fight might be future videos. I think they will be future videos then. They are where the fun is. Or for me, at least. If you like trading, you can also do trading. Trading is where the money is. Okay. So here you have a small overview about all the missions. Here is something which is new in the later version of Elite. Here, this is the 1.4 beta. You can see if a faction is allied with one of the three major powers, and this is a symbol for the Federation. You can see the Sketiko Labor are aligned with the Federation. Also, People's Bunda Independence are, and here are all the workers again. Okay, so now you have a short picture overview. Short picture overview. Well, that's German word. Jetzt hab's den Überblick. Well, you have a short overview about how missions work. There are a lot of missions, and I still hope that missions will get more and more rich and interesting. But they are a nice way to get money in the first game, and later on there are missions which are more difficult and which grow with you, especially you can see when your ranks increase, more and more missions are available for you. Okay, so I think we will now stop at Hangar and Space Lounge, and in the next video I will concentrate on the maps, missions and status panels here, which have their corresponding panels in Elite, which are also quite detail rich. Okay, so I think we will see each other soon. Have a good day and see ya!